Hello there, my lovely friends. This is Marna. So, as I'm sure you all noticed, I kind of took a break from doing daily reads for a while because, honestly, I was tired of sounding like a prophet of doom, and every read I was doing of general energies was coming out with the same disaster is coming, disaster is coming. Well, we now know what that disaster was. It's here. Hopefully I can start doing reads that will tell us how to move on from this, how to move on and better our lives, how to become better through adversity. I have also been busy doing a few other projects. One is I started a life coaching business. I am now a certified master life coach. If you're interested in life coaching, I do use tarot fundamentals for helping to guide you on your journey. Messages are chosen specifically for you. The life coaching starts at $5.55 a month subscription fee. If you go with $55.55 a month subscription fee, you also get included a weekly tarot read for the month. So there is that option. The link is in the description box down below. The other side project I have been doing is I have started a secondary YouTube channel called the Twin Flame Detox. Now this is geared towards energetically separating yourself from a soulmate, twin flame, or just person that you are hung up on. The videos have short videos that are publicly available and deal with all sorts of energy work, quantum physics, why energy work works the way it does, how to achieve specific results, how to reach your own inner state of equilibrium. There are also extended videos available. Those extended videos go in depth into how and why it all fits together and go into the mechanics of building your own versions of these energy workings. If you are interested in that, I highly recommend you check out the Twin Flame Detox channel on YouTube. The icon of that is a white rose burning, so you should be able to recognize it when you see it. Okay, now then, let's get into reading the energies that we're all dealing with, shall we? Angel, spirits, guides, please give me what I need for a good, direct reading of the energies of the collective at this point in time. What is going on in the world? All right, so let's see what comes out. In case you hadn't noticed, I also changed my setup so I could actually do overheads, which lets you guys watch me shuffle instead of me pre-pulling the cards and then reading them. 5 cards, please. 5 cards, energy read. What is going on in the world right now? What is going on? What are we all experiencing? How are we growing and moving through this time of trauma? 5 cards, please. What is going on? Oh, also, if you would like a private read, drop me a line. My information is in the box below. I am more than happy to do private reads for people. And you know my reading style, so hopefully the private reads would be something that would resonate with you as well. The 5 card spread, like I do here in a private read, is only $25. And it is excellent for determining what the energies are of a situation right now and what path to take forward from there. There we go. Oh, and we're getting extras. So, let's see what we've got here. Are we all showing on the camera? Yes, we are. Good. All right. Initial read is Wow, there's a lot of masculine energy coming through here. And that says to me that there is a lot of conflict going on, which probably doesn't surprise anyone who's been paying attention to the news. There is a lot of I'm right, no, I'm right, no, I'm right, no, I'm right. But very, very little in the way of things getting done. People have their own agendas, and those agendas are being met before anything else is done. However, all of this that we are going through, all of the fear, all of the media circus, all of people charging in half-cocked with cures that haven't been proven, even, as much as I hate to say it, even the mass amount of death that is happening, all of this is geared towards our ascension as a species. We are going through this time of turmoil because we, as a group, had strayed so far from the path of where we should be that we were lost. This is forcing us to find our way again. It is forcing us to reevaluate what is truly important. It is forcing us to reestablish what our North Star will be. So let's start getting some clarifiers. King of Wands, please. Clarify the King of Wands. Thank you for at least ending on a high note on this read. I appreciate that. Okay, King of Wands, King of Wands. Clarify King of Wands, please. What is going on with the King of Wands? Who is the Sword of Passion, who is so busy looking to the past that he's not paying attention to the present? King of Wands, King of Wands. What is the big dick energy? Oh my. Oh, that's a huge amount. Okay. Holy crud. All right, the King of Wands here. Please notice he is looking off into the past. He is not paying attention to the present or the future. He is only seeing that which is no more. He is seeing that which has ended. Being caught in that energy of that which has ended is keeping him thinking small. He is only thinking in terms of what to do right at this moment. He has no plans for the future. Again, looking off to the past. The choices that are being made are being based on what used to be the best choices, not what are the choices of the future. There is still the desire, as we are moving forward, to get in, get mine, get out. The Knight of Wands is my fuckboy card. This is the guy who comes charging in, gets what he wants, and then disappears before morning. And yeah, that is what the King of Wands is still thinking like. So this individual is someone who is so caught up in what worked before the world ended that he is not seeing that it no longer works. He is going to try and carry that energy of what used to work into the future. And he is moving fast. He very well could set a guiding principle for the future of humanity. Question is this the guiding principle we want set? Do we want to continue in the vein of malignant capitalism where anyone who did not make enough money was deemed not worthy of life, or do we want to go into something new? And quite honestly, the something new is what we are supposed to be moving towards. We are supposed to be moving into a new future. We are supposed to be redefining what is important to us as a society. We are supposed to be embracing the virtues of compassion and acceptance rather than chasing the almighty dollar. We are supposed to be rebuilding the structures of society from the ground up. We are supposed to be redefining what the Hierophant is teaching everyone. The King of Wands, who is still rooted in the past, is trying to prevent that from happening. Yikes. Okay. Don't you just love it when the channeling kicks in? All right. Page of Swords. Page of Swords. Page of Swords is looking towards the future. And he only got one clarifier. Page of Swords is looking to the future. He is a page of communication, particularly swift communication, internet communication. And that is, in this case, a good thing. By providing linkages for people to communicate, by providing forums where people can spread their thoughts freely, by providing outlets where people can show what they truly believe, no matter how esoteric it is, we are revealing things that have remained hidden. We are moving past the era of only a few have the sacred knowledge and moving into an era where the sacred knowledge is available to anyone who seeks it. This allows for a mass step forward on the spiritual level as a species if we take advantage of what is being offered to us. All right, let's see what the Knight of Swords has to say. The Knight of Swords looks like he's facing off against the Page of Swords. Is he trying to stop what the Page is trying to do? Oh, yeah. There we go. So the Knight of Swords right now is the old established knowledge, the old established wisdom, what we've considered the right way of doing things. And it is standing in the way of people stepping into their personal spiritual power and into their personal relationships with the divinity within. It is time to leave that energy behind. We need to stop gatekeeping recognition of wisdom. We need to stop gatekeeping recognition of the divine. It is time to move past that. The old world has ended. It is time for the new world to begin. Whew. Notice the similarities between the High Priestess and the world here. It is because we were not recognizing the wisdom that the High Priestess had to offer that the world had to end. The world ended in recognition of the denial of the truth of spirituality and denial of the truth of recognizing the divine within. You have to remember, we are all divine beings. We are all part of the universal consciousness. And therefore, the universal consciousness is part of all of us. We all have the ability to tap into the greater wisdom of the whole. Just most people tend not to believe that. They focus on other things so that they do not have to focus on esoteric wisdoms. We have all been forced to go within. We have all been forced to retreat from society in an effort to save our lives. We have been forced to reevaluate exactly what is worth leaving to our children. All the money in the world will not do you any good if you're choking out on a ventilator. All the money in the world will not do you any good if you do not have love, wisdom, and compassion to pass on. We are seeing in the highest echelons of power right now the difference that it makes between being raised to show compassion for your people and being raised as a sociopath who just manages to find their way into power. We are seeing firsthand that when a sociopath is in control, the world is destroyed. When a person of compassion, for example, the Prime Minister of New Zealand, is in control, then damage is minimized and people can continue to grow. The duty of the King of Pentacles is to provide for his people and to look towards the future, not to prevent them from surviving, not to be so concerned with the pentacles that the people stop mattering. The people always matter more than the coins, or at least they should. The thing is, dealing with this sociopath has put many of us into a state of, oh, it used to be so much better when. It has put many of us into a state of nostalgia, and that nostalgic era varies from person to person. Some people are looking at these nostalgic eras and saying, well, what made this time so great was all these other people were oppressed and my group was in charge. And then historians look at that same era and said, no, what made that era so great was we had a high tax rate on the richest people in the world. And, we were able to build and grow. And now we know better than to oppress other people. Choose your nostalgia. Choose what it is that you are truly nostalgic for. If you are nostalgic for a fantastic growth rate, having the #1 educational system in the world, building the freeway system, that's the nostalgia for the era of high taxes on the richest people in the world. If you are nostalgic for the feeling of superiority over everyone else, well, that's nostalgia. That's actually racism disguising itself as nostalgia, because no one group is ever superior to others. We all have wisdom that we can learn from each other if we are willing to accept it. Well, yes, I do have strong feelings about this that is coming through. Clarify the Emperor, please. Please tell me the Emperor is going to fix this. Clarify the Emperor. Tell me what the Emperor is here for. The Emperor is a form of enlightenment. The Emperor in his highest form, in his most evolved form, is the loving father figure that cares for his entire empire. In his less evolved form, in his lowest form, he is abusive, tyrannical, and completely dedicated towards his own gratification. Which emperor do we have coming towards us? Well, that's a good question. Which emperor as a society are we going to support? Are we going to support the emperor who's going to bring in a golden age of light and learning, or are we going to support the emperor who's going to keep us mired in chasing after scraps of coins in the mud while he hoards all the rest? There you go. What we have coming is the opportunity to usher in the next golden age. Humanity is ascending in mass. Whether we want to or not, we are going through this process. The more of us who embrace this ascension, the more of us who embrace the growth potential, the better it is for the whole. Our energy ripples out and affects everyone around us. Now, just because we're ascending into a higher level of existence does not mean that everything is going to be handed to us. It means that we are going to be going back to basics and relearning everything. It is time for us to relearn and start to rebuild together what society is meant to be. It is going to take a lot of work, it is going to take a lot of effort, and it's going to take a lot of collaboration for this rebuild to be successful. However, what we need to do is keep the focus on where we are going. Keep the focus on what the goal is. What is our North Star? We lost our way as a society because we stopped knowing what we were building towards, and we started just unchecked growth, which, in the natural world turns into cancer. It's time to excise that cancer and redirect our growth into the healthiest options available. I could not make that up. This is all part of the universal consciousness playing out in the way it had to play out to create the shift in consciousness necessary for us to ascend as a species. This is all part of what had to happen. All of the turmoil, all of the death was all necessary, sadly. This is the stepping stone that we can use to move forward as ascended, awakened beings if we choose to. So that's a little bit more optimistic than what the reads used to be. At least I think it is. I do hope this has brought you some clarity. Like I said, if you need to contact me, all of the information is in the box down below, including how to reach both the life coaching and the Twin Flame Detox courses. This has been Marna. I've really missed you guys, and I hope this has brought you some clarity on what's going on. Have a beautiful night.